Hey there, and welcome to the Southern Miss Intramural Sports Bowling Online Captains Meeting. The purpose of this meeting is to replace the in-person captains meetings that is typically held before the season starts. Upon completion of viewing this presentation, you will need to complete the captains quiz at imleagues.com. Let's begin. So what does a captain need to do? Captain should be familiar with all rules, schedules, policies, and procedures, and pass this information along to their team members. That way everybody's informed about what's going on. Captain should also assist the intramural sports staff with the implementation of the sportsmanship policy, a policy that we will go over later in this presentation. Teams are encouraged to arrive at least 15 minutes early to every contest. This allows the teams to warm up and to check out any equipment they might need and to start the game on time. Captains are also the representative for each member of the team. It is encouraged that team captains are the ones to discuss rule interpretations and calls with our student officials. Participants are encouraged to have a physical examination and obtain adequate insurance prior to participation in recreational sports activities. Individuals who participate in recreational sports activities will be doing so at their own risk. Participation in recreational sports is voluntary, and the University of Southern Mississippi is not responsible for any injury that may occur to participants. Student health and accident insurance information may be obtained through Student Health Services at 601-266-5390. Concerning lost or stolen items, Southern Miss Recreational Sports assumes no responsibility for items that may be lost, stolen, or damaged during intramural activities. All students are encouraged to secure their valuables. If you are concerned about the security of your valuables, you may locate the sports supervisor on duty, and he or she will attempt to locate a safe place for your belongings. There's a chance that during the fun and excitement of intramural sports, the recreational sports department may want to photograph and videotape participants and use those photographs and videos for promotional materials. If for some reason you choose not to be photographed or filmed, please notify the staff and we'll delete any of the pictures or videos that we have of you. As you're putting together your championship squad, you probably want to know who can play on it. Currently, all undergraduate and graduate students who are enrolled at the university are eligible to play. Faculty and staff are also eligible to play, granted they have purchased a rec card. Spouses of these eligible participants can also participate through the purchase of a rec card in co-rec leagues only. Spouses must be on the same roster. Here at Intramural Sports, we welcome and encourage all students to play intramurals. Sometimes those students are collegiate athletes. Concerning current or former varsity athletes, only 2 individuals who have ever participated on a collegiate level in a sport related to the intramural activity they are attempting to participate in may be on the same roster. Concerning sport club members, only 2 current sport club members are allowed on the same roster in a sport related to the club that they are a member of. Now, when teams wish to play with a sport club athlete and a varsity athlete on the same team, teams can only have a maximum of 2 members who fall under the current, former varsity athlete or sport club member description. These are new rules to the 2015-2016 academic year. Many students ask, how many intramurals can I play? Well, the answer to that question is, you can play as many intramurals as you want. However, players can only compete for 1 single-sex team and 1 co-rec team per sport. Players may not transfer from one team to another. There are some new changes this year to the ID policy in regards to checking in to an intramural event. Participants who appear on the imleagues.com team roster by noon of the day of their event may check into the intramural activity with any form of government picture ID. Participants who wish to check into the event but do not appear on the imleagues.com team roster must present their Southern Miss ID or rec card. So where does bowling take place? Bowling takes place at Hub Lanes, located at 7022 U.S. Highway 49, Hattiesburg, Mississippi 39402. If you have any questions or would like to give them a call 601-268-2101. Teams will consist of a maximum of 4 players. A minimum of 3 players are required to start the game. If for some reason you don't have a player show up, the default score for a missing player is 75 for a male and 50 for a female. Teams shall designate a team captain or representative to communicate with the intramural staff. A team includes players, spectators, and coaches. It is the responsibility of the team captain to ensure that all teammates behave in a sportsmanlike manner. Here are a few rules specific to hub lanes that you should be aware of. Absolutely no food or drink is allowed in the bowling area or on top of the divider walls. As far as alcoholic beverages are concerned, if you are under the age of 21 and you are caught with an alcoholic beverage, the owners of the bowling alley will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. You will also be suspended from the intramural program. Some of you may be wondering if you have to pay to bowl. The answer is yes. However, it's a really good deal. $6 per bowler per session. That's $24 per team per night. The team fee will cover 3 games and shoe rental. Teams will need to check in and pay the intramural supervisor when they arrive at hub lanes. Do you need to bring any equipment? Not really. Hub lanes provides bowling balls, shoe rentals, and other amenities needed for your bowling experience. Players are allowed to bring their own equipment. However, the intramural staff reserves the right to deem some equipment illegal. Players do need to make sure that they bring socks. How long do games typically last? 2 teams will match up against each other and play 3 games, each game consisting of 10 frames. This typically takes about 2 hours. Teams do not have to wait on their opponents to bowl and can bowl at their own independent pace. What's happening during the game? Score will be kept electronically. Total team pinfall will determine the winner. Teams will need to record their final scores of the game on a sheet provided by the intramural supervisor. There can be ties in the regular season. If for some reason a team wishes to protest rule interpretation or player eligibility, here are some guidelines that team should be aware of. Individuals who wish to protest must do so at the time of the incident in question. Judgment calls are not subject to protest. The protesting team must notify the site supervisor to suspend play. The supervisor will then document the contest facts and file a report. Signed protest forms must be submitted to the Wellness Center the day following the contest in question. Southern Miss Intramurals reserves the right to investigate the eligibility of teams and players. These investigations may result in suspension, forfeiture, and probation. In order to keep games starting on time, Southern Miss Intramural Sports adopts a policy that game time is forfeit time. If teams know that they cannot make their scheduled match time, there are 2 options that team has. One is to forfeit, and the other is to default. Teams that fail to have the required number of players present at the game site at the designated game time must forfeit the match. A forfeit results in a loss for the team, a sportsmanship rating of 2.0, a suspension of the team captain, and a fee of $15 assessed to that team captain. Once this fee is paid to the Pain Center sales desk, the forfeiting team's captain's suspension will be lifted. The better of these 2 options is to default. If a team informs the intramural office that they cannot make their scheduled game by noon the day of their game, or even further in advance, the game will be defaulted and result in a loss for the defaulting team and a sportsmanship rating of 3.0. There are no fees associated with defaulting a game. Here is the sportsmanship scale for intramural sports. After each game, the officials and site supervisor will come together and determine the sportsmanship upon the behavior of that team during the game. Keep in mind, a team includes players, coaches, and fans. Examples of factors that could affect a team's sportsmanship rating may include team or player dissent towards an official, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties or technical fouls, abusive language, excessive celebration, unruly fans, and so on. Teams must maintain a sportsmanship of 3.0 to be eligible for playoff competition. League information. Schedules and brackets will be posted to imleagues.com/USM. You can find these easily on your team page. Game times are based on the division you register for. For example, Mondays at 10 p.m. This means that you will play every Monday at 10 p.m. Be sure to check your email for updates. This will often be our primary source of communication between us and you. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can contact Sean Clark, Assistant Director of Intramurals and Club Sports, or David Calhoun, Graduate Assistant of Intramural and Club Sports. You can reach us at 601-266-5520, intramurals@usm.edu, or you can message us directly at imleagues.com. So what's next? By continuing on and completing the Captain's Quiz, you are now verifying that you have completed the online Captain's Meeting video and are aware of all rules, policies, and procedures related to bowling. If you have any questions, please contact the intramural office through the information provided in the previous slide. Thank you for viewing the Southern Miss Intramural Sports Bowling Online Captain's Meeting. We wish you the best of luck in the upcoming season.